one of the instructors for the course. Unfortunately, Evan could not make it today, but I'll be here to answer any questions you guys have. So with a quick introduction, my name is Colin. I go to Harvard, and I'm currently a freshman, so class of 27. Just a little bit about my physics background. I was 5th place and a gold medalist at the International Physics Olympiad in 2023. If you don't know what that is one of the 5 kind of science Olympiads. There's the IMO, which is the International Math Olympiad. There's the International Physics Olympiad. So I did physics, which is basically there are teams of 5 from every country, and about 80 countries participate. And last year it was in Tokyo, so we all went to Japan and we all competed in the Olympiad on the international stage. So I represented the United States. I was one of the top 5. I also earned a silver medal at the International Physics Olympiad in 2022, and that one was done online. And some kind of my previous teaching experience, I've taught math counts, I've taught pre-algebra, taught introductory mechanics course, which will be very similar to what we're going over in the AP Physics 1 course, as well as, if you might have heard of it, the F equals MA winter camp. So some of my hobbies and interests include basketball, piano, eating new food, and traveling. So that's a little bit about me. The other instructor is Evan. Evan goes to MIT. He is also in my year, and he also went to the International Physics Olympiad last year with me, and he was 13th place. Evan also does a little bit of astronomy, and he went to the IOAA, which is the International Astronomy Olympiad, for 2 years, and he earned 2nd place both times. He's an STS finalist and also an Atlas Fellow. So these are kind of a few photos of us, and both of us have extensive teaching experience in physics as well as in other fields as well. So unfortunately, Evan could not make it today, but we are the 2 instructors. Evan goes to MIT, I go to Harvard, which is why we call ourselves the Cambridge Physics Academy. Okay, so just a little bit about kind of what we're all about. So Cambridge Physics Academy, we offer 3 courses, and all our courses focus on learning through problem solving and repeated practice with difficult concepts. So we offer 3 courses currently. One is the AP Physics 1 series, which is only offered in the spring. And the class will basically go over all the crucial concepts for the AP Physics 1 exam in May. And we're basing the curriculum off of the AP rubric. So essentially this course, if you don't know any physics at all, this is kind of what we offer to you. Kind of a gentle lead-in into physics at the level of the AP exam, and hopefully at the end of it, you'll be able to have the skills necessary to get a 5 on the exam. Our second course offering is the F equals MA course series. We offer 2 sessions of this, one in the fall and one in the spring. We've already run the one in the fall. That one is already over. And we will be starting up a new spring one in February. So basically, this course is something that helps for students for the F equals MA exam. So that's like the first round of exam to qualify for the US physics team, which was what I did. So I participated in the F equals MA, and that was kind of the first round of exam of tryout to be on the 5-person United States team and to compete at the International Physics Olympiad. So yeah, our F equals MA course series prepares students for this first round exam and helps them qualify for the next round, which is called the USFO, the US National Physics Exam. So about the top 10% of people on the F equals MA move on to the USFO, and this is a free response exam that covers electricity, magnetism, thermodynamics, optics, and all of that. And we offer a course for that too, and we offer that in the winter. So that is currently running at the moment. So these are kind of our 3 courses. If you have any other questions about the Olympiad, you can ask me after, although this webinar will be focused on our AP Physics 1 series. So I guess why would you choose Cambridge Physics Academy? Just to talk about kind of what offerings we provide uniquely. We have a pathway between these course offerings, from AP Physics 1 to F equals MA to USFO. This is a natural progression that we offer for students to kind of get started with physics with the AP Physics 1 exam, hopefully get a 5 on that exam, but that's kind of not our priority. Our priority is to help your student lead into the F equals MA exam, onto the USFO, and hopefully onto the International Physics Olympiad. So that's our ultimate goal for you. And we're structuring our classes and we're gently kind of bringing students into the F equals MA and all the qualified exams for the US Physics Olympiad because that is a big college boost. MIT and a lot of top universities essentially recruit kids that have gone to these international Olympiads. So it is something that is very highly sought after. And if your child succeeds, it's definitely a big boost in terms of getting into college. So that's kind of our main goal. We're trying to get students interested in physics so that they can take our more advanced courses later on. Our lessons focus on test-taking strategy. We kind of try to keep our class sizes small, and we provide personalized help, which means in all of our courses, you have access to the Cambridge Physics Academy Discord server. And essentially inside this Discord server, you have access to all your fellow classmates, but as well as us. And we always answer questions you have on Discord. So Evan and I are available to give help whenever your student needs it when they text in Discord. And kind of the third perk that you have is you're learning from us. We're both currently studying physics at kind of some of the top institutions in the world. And we have a good idea of essentially what college physics looks like, how you might lead in from high school into college. So that's another unique, kind of unique perk that you get from taking a class with us, because you get all the knowledge that we have about college and applying and all that stuff. And you can access questions about that too. Everything is fair game. So those are kind of like the perks you get as being a student in our courses. So just a review, some of you might have seen this already, just a recap of kind of our first course that we offered, which was the F equals MA course series in the fall. We had over 40 students for this one, and the students were engaged in live Q&A during weekly lectures. So whenever we have lectures, you can ask us in person after lecture if you have any questions. So we covered 16 lectures total with over 200 original homework problems and full solutions. So all of our classes come along with problem sets, and these problem sets have curated problems as well as a lecture review. So it's essentially an all-encompassing course for you. And we offer full solutions to these problems. And students were solving problems at a very high level in our course, as you can see in the sample student homework submission. So yeah, this was our first course and it is now finished. We'll start another section of this course if you're interested in the spring. So kind of leading into the AP Physics 1 exam in particular, this is kind of a breakdown of what the exam is about. It's basically introductory mechanics, algebra-based, and we start off with kinematics, which is the study of particle motion. It's a very mathy essentially, and you break down the equations of motion that govern particle motion. Dynamics involves forces, F equals ma, Newton's laws. Circular motion and gravity is the next unit. And then we go on to energy, conservation of energy, kinetic energy, potential energy. And then the next unit is momentum, where we study collisions and we study how momentum interfaces with energy. Then we go into oscillations, which is about simple harmonic motion, spring motion, pendulums, all that. And then the last unit is rotational motion. And what's really key is that all the exam content is cumulative. You're going to use kinematics when you're studying dynamics. You're going to use dynamics when you study circular motion, et cetera, et cetera. So by the time you get to rotational motion, we'll be doing a lot of practice with all the other units we've done before. And that's kind of what's unique about our class. We move through the first three units, the first few units rather swiftly. And then in the end, we focus a lot on knowing when to apply the knowledge that you learn, which is really crucial on the exam because when they give you a problem, it's not confined into a specific unit that you'll need to know, oh, I know how to use this method for this specific problem. You need to figure that out on your own, right? So at the end, what we're really doing with rotational motion is incorporating all the techniques that we've done before and making sure that your student is able to recognize the techniques they need to use from each unit when they see a new problem. So if you take our course, this is kind of what to expect each week. We give out pre-lecture readings, and this is from the textbook Giancoli. So we're teaching out of this book. It's titled Physics, 6th edition, and we will post the required readings before each lecture in Google Classroom. and students are expected to read this material before the lecture. And during the lecture, we're going to go over the exact same material that was covered in the reading. And we'll also go over some practice problems. And this is when students have the chance to ask us questions about maybe they read something and they're a little confused. This is their chance to ask us for clarification. After the 1 hour lecture, we have a weekly problem set. And this includes practice problems for the AP exam. While they're working through this problem set, they have access to our Discord server, where they can access help and will answer their questions on demand whenever they ask them. At the end of each week, we'll release a solution manual for the problem set, and students can go over this solution manual and figure out what mistakes they made and fix on those. At the end of the course, we have a mock AP exam, and this is something that Evan and I will create from scratch for you. And it's supposed to mimic kind of the real AP experience so you can get some practice with doing the exam. So this is our current course schedule. Our course lecture time is offered every Sunday from 3:30 to 4:30 p.m. Eastern time. And yeah, so we're going to start running the course from the 28th, and this will run all the way up until the AP exam. So the AP exam is on the 17th this year, and we're going to finish off the course right before that on the 12th. So this is our 16-week kind of introduction to mechanics. So yeah, this is kind of the schedule. You can take a screenshot if you want. It's also on our syllabus. Okay, so just a summary of kind of what this course details. The lecture time is on Sunday from 3:30 to 4:30. If you can't make this time, we will always post a recording of the lecture on Google Classroom afterwards. So if you ever miss a class, or if we're forced to move the class for some reason at all, you always have access to the lecture. And the topics we cover are on the left. This is just another reiteration of what the AP rubric is about and kind of what will be covered on our course. In terms of prerequisites, we have no prerequisites for physics. If you have some kind of, for example, college prep physics background, of course, that is welcomed, and you'll have maybe slightly of a leg up in the course, but we don't require any physics background. We're starting purely from scratch. So you can come into this course without any knowledge at all. In terms of math, we do want students to be able to solve algebraic equations. So that involves a background in Algebra 1. So you need to be able to solve a quadratic, for example, and then trigonometry. We're going to need students to know what sine, cosine, tangent are, etc. So these are the two math requirements we have. And essentially in the course, what you're going to get out of it, you're going to learn problem solving techniques. You're going to learn all the theory you need in the AP Physics 1 exam. You'll learn the intuition you need to solve physics problems. And you'll also have the background you need to move on to the Olympiad physics, to start competing in the physics Olympiad, to take some of our other courses that are more advanced, and to lead into kind of participating in these Olympiads, and hopefully at some point going to the international competition. So that's kind of our ultimate goal for all of you, is to reach that level. And you'll also receive the insight we have for you from our college experiences. We can give you all the insight we have on, for example, applying to college, what physics looks like in college, etc. So this is kind of the last slide we have. This is the registration page, essentially. Again, there's a summary on the left side. Basically, we're running the course at about $40 per class, which includes each class we have the 1 hour weekly lecture, we have Q&A time after lecture, problem set, solutions, and access to Discord to ask questions to us at any time. So our first week of class is on the 28th, and registration closes on the 26th. We're offering full refunds if you want to cancel the class up to